Other groups has been sponsoring grassroots basketball across the board. So I won't agree with you that female basketball is not popular. It is popular amongst, maybe because you don't play basketball, but it is popular.
Yeah, I'm a sports person. I follow sports.
Oh, you play tennis. I know you play tennis.
I play tennis, yes. But I also follow sports because I was an athlete in school. I was a sprinter.
Okay.
So I follow sports.
So compare, I mean, in the last couple of years, compare athletics to basketball. Which do you think is more popular? There you go.
Okay.
Well, the female one I'm talking about, not basketball as a whole, because I know that a lot of men play basketball in Nigeria, but the female part is the one that I'm talking about all the time.
Then African championships, they've been African champions before. This is the third time they're winning.
So getting a team together is not a big deal?
It's a big deal, but we have done the work. It's difficult.
So you now have a league where you pick from?
Well,
I mean, locally.
Locally, yes. Oh, it's been in existence for about 12 years.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
But you have played for Nigeria,
yes,
basketball.
Yes.
How is it like compared to what you have now? In your days playing, the administrative end and the playing side, how would it work out so that the players can focus on their game? I mean, based on that, with your hindsight and what you're doing now, how can things be put together so that the players can stay focused on their game?
First, the people who administer sports must first get a means of livelihood of their own.
So they don't depend on...
So they're not dependent on the fallout from the sports. That is critical. That is very important.
So in other words, you're saying that they should be part-time administrators.
I don't know how that works, but they should not be dependent on the monies going from the sports they're administering.
Yeah, so that's what it means.
Okay.
They'll be doing some other work.
They should be more engaged. Yes.
To earn their keep.
That's what I'm saying.
So this will be like, because I'm interested in basketball,
That's right. My
I want
passion,
to take part in...
That's right. I'm interested in the game, because of the passion I have for the game. Yes, that I understand. That's how it should work, across board.
Okay. It's like having part-time senators, not full-time. That's the same thing you're saying.
That can work too, yes.
Okay. Tony, you haven't, football so far, seemed like things have been somewhat settled in the football administration. But talking about the back end and what, I mean, Mr. Gwade has said they need to earn a keep from something else, not from the sport. Would you buy into that? And what other suggestions can we give to ensure that our sports is developed to the point where we can actually say the nation's earning an income from it?
Well, I think I agree with what you said. We have to look beyond government funding alone. We have to open up the space, and I think it comes with running our different sports federations with transparency and showing that you have the drive, you can be creative, without you generate funds for your sport. We need leaders who can be selfless, who can put their money where their mouths are, and who can really go down to the grassroots, discover talents, expose them, and give them the opportunity to be all that they can be for Nigeria. So I agree absolutely with it. I think it's high time we started to get a lot of private sector funding for our sports. Government can do well with providing infrastructure and providing legislative backup for those who want to get involved in funding sports. And then we have to look for creative ways to do all of these things so that we don't starve our sports of funds, and then we can begin to really, because we don't know what we have with sports in this country. It's a huge tool for youth empowerment, and if we do it the way it should be done, We'll take a lot of kids off the street, give them livelihood, and the nation will be the better for it.
How transparent, Mr. Ogwande, how transparent is the process of selecting the players? I mean, you talked about grassroots development, but how transparent can that be? Because there have been moments when people have talked about how they got phone call, you need to play this, you need to have this person on that list, you need to have that person on that list, but cannot have that person. Should that really be applying now, or is it based on merit, and how transparent is that?
I don't know about other sports. Basketball, not under our watch, not under my watch. It's not going to happen. You either know how to play the game or you don't know how to play the game. Now, I said just some time ago, we were meant to have decamped some girls in Lagos. But we now thought, listen, bringing the girls from Orlando was more expensive than holding them in camp in Lagos. So why would we decamp the ones in Lagos without saying the ones coming from Orlando? Let them wait, play some games together, then we can, in the mix, allow the coaches to do their work. Now the coach from America had said, oh, he had some girls who were very good. Fine, bring them. Let's throw them in the mix. Let's see how they compete against the ones locally. And that was why I said, look, we decamped two American-based players for the locals. Or for the home base, because I mean that's been a bit derogatory. For the ones that play here. So our job is not, we're not coaches, we administer sports. The coach is trained to choose team. He has his plays, he has his style of play. So he will choose from the collage of players that he has, from a pool of players that he has. So I mean, we have no business, choosing the team for him. It's his decision to choose the players.
So you're saying that nobody can influence, nobody outside of the coach can influence the selection of players?
No, sir. Not in basketball. Not under our watch. No, it's not going to happen.
Okay. So what's the plan now? Especially now that the boys are in camp.
Well,
in the next 1 week or thereabout, they're supposed to be playing.
No, we leave on the 5th of, that's on Tuesday, for Tunisia. We are over the euphoria of the girls.
The big win.
Yeah, we've done that. I mean, that's done, dusted, in the bag. And I told the girls, listen, next year is the World Cup. You start training now, or if you don't make the cut when we call camp, you don't make the cut. So, they understand that from our end. Now, for the boys, we are defending champions. So we're going there on a bit of pressure, but also, from both ends, knowing that the girls just won and they're also defending champions. So it makes the pressure double. I've met with them. We take one game at a time, and that's been our watchword: one game at a time, one game at a time. Now we have a couple of big names. When I say big names, who ply the trade in the NBA. There's Ochefo. There's our former captain Ike Diogu is also in camp. We have a couple of good players in camp. We have good coaches. Our coaches are in, okay. And we have the assistant coaches who are also home-based.
All right.
Two home-based coaches.
Just hold on. We'll take a moment and take a quick break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
We shall come back to wind up.
For the few moments that you're going to be.
Welcome back as we close this segment. Mr. Ogwande, closing statement and we close in 2 seconds.
Please support us as we go to Tunisia on Tuesday. We hope to do our best. And our best should be good enough.
All right, Tony.
Closing.
Well, towing the line of my big bros, Babs Ogwande, the game against Cameroon is done and dusted. We look up to the next one. We are back on the pitch against Cameroon on Monday. We want to continue where we stopped yesterday, pick up another 3 points, and inch our way closer to Russia 2018 World Cup.
Thank you. Tony Ibitoye, Super Eagles Media Officer, thank you very much. He was speaking to us via Skype, and we had the Vice President of the Nigeria Basketball Federation, Mr. Babs Ogwade, who was with us in the studio. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
So much. Oh, before I close sports, congratulations to all tennis fans and all Serena fans. Serena is now a mother, and she's had a baby girl. We shall be going into the home stretch. See you in just a second. Don't go far.